Thanks for coming out. You ready? This first song is called Shatter. So our name is Takyon. I'm originally from Northern Virginia, and then Grayson's from
Norfolk.
Norfolk, yeah. We met our freshman year, like our very first semester, but we didn't actually get started until probably our sophomore year.
We were in the same small jazz ensemble, and we had like really similar music tastes, same style, like everything was kind of like on point and together. So we were like, let's start a band, you know?
I really enjoy spontaneity and improvisation in music. I guess we both sort of come from a jazz background in that we're studying it. So I guess for me it's kind of, I guess, breaking boundaries and going into like stuff that's a little more out there. One of the things that I want to express whenever you see a live show is that no show that we play is ever going to be the same, just because we're constantly improvising for, I don't know, I'd say like half of our set. So it's just fun to do that.
Honestly, yeah, it's like we don't practice that much, but like our chemistry, I feel like, and like just like live is kind of when we just like we're not like playing live is just kind of like us having a conversation. I feel like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like when we practice, we get stuff done, but when we don't practice and we play live, there's never really any rift because we're so familiar with each other's playing style. Like, oh, maybe we haven't played in like 2 or 3 days, but like now we are and we're on stage, you know? It's just kind of like, something fresh for us too. When we first started playing, my all-time favorite song was Chatter. I was like, we gotta do that chatter, like get that chatter going. But now it's honestly like Paranoia Agent. Because when we started playing Paranoia Agent, Renat came up with the title and the initial first riff, the way people were moving to Paranoia Agent was different, and I was like, this song like rocks, you know, and it's just different. I see my favorite part about playing live is 100% crowd interaction. I love crowd interaction. Like, I love seeing that they feel some type of way about it, and we're not just up there playing nothing, you know? So I love crowd interaction. I love, like, just bouncing new ideas with Renat, because we'll do something, and I'll, like, literally be like, we need to, like take that to the workshop, you know? Because it's just something we just came up with, you know, in a gig, just kind of, like shooting the breeze and just jamming, so...
Yeah, and for me, my favorite part is, I guess, again, it's just the interaction playing with two people. So I'm able to stretch the harmony, do a bunch of different rhythms and stuff, and there's not much I have to worry about. And like if we had a bassist, for example, that's just another kind of thing that would could possibly get in the way. When it's just two people improvising live, it's a really cool experience, and being able to do whatever is... Yeah, that's just my favorite part, pretty much. The freedom of that.
But Frantic Mind is probably the hardest for me, only because there's some, like, 5-stroke rolls and, like, things that are so lined up with what Renat's playing. And if it's, like, a little bit off, he might not be able to hear it, or anyone else, but I can hear it and I can feel it. So I'd say Frantic Mind.
It's the same one for me. And that one, mainly, the difficulties that I have with that one is I switch techniques completely, and I'm playing pretty much... completely fingerstyle on that one.
And you start tapping too.
Yeah, and the tapping stuff. Yeah, it's hard to kind of coordinate everything, make sure everything feels good. And same with the effects. I use my octave pedal a lot for some of those low notes to kind of compensate for the lack of a bassist. So I'm switching in between that and the normal guitar sound, like, constantly. Yeah, that's probably the most difficult one we have right now. like, like what's on our like Insta bio is like math rock noise jazz, which is like sort of it. Some of our stuff's like math rock, and I think we're kind of labeled as math rock, but not all of it is completely like in weird time signatures. I don't know. It's sort of a difficult thing to kind of like pinpoint down. You kind of just have to like be there and listen to really understand so much of it.
Because I also want our music to cater to like older heads that are like mainly jazz players or like classical players or this, you know, I want us to cater to that audience and still bring in that audience because I feel like they have a lot of input to give and a lot that they know what they want to hear, and if you don't have it, they're checked out. So I always just think like I want to play this here because I want to cater to all music lovers, not just a certain genre. Like I want the guy that only listens to Vivaldi to like Takyon, you know.
My favorite is the Untitled acoustic tune that we do. I think we finished our set off here at the Rabbit Hole with that one. Yeah, it's different for sure. It's pretty much a different instrument. The way that you have to approach it, it just feeds back a lot, and I use that to my advantage because I dig just the sound of feedback and stuff. But if I'm trying to play clean, I have to make sure I'm like angled at a certain way so it won't make the amp whine. And I guess the reason why it's my favorite is, again, it's the first half is structured and the second half is pretty much completely improvised. So what I really enjoy doing with that is messing around with a ton of feedback and effects and just kind of stretching out on that one. That's just, I can kind of go really far out with that one, which is why it's my favorite so far.